Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. Today on our show, we have Mark Paredes, the Senior Manager over at Clever Care, but also the Board President at Heritage Museum of Orange County. We wanted to highlight this segment and talk about the importance of accessing health care. Mark, for you as a Senior Manager, accessing to healthcare, specifically in the Vietnamese or the API community, has many barriers. And the first thing that we talked about is a cultural barriers as well as a language barrier. So I want to thank you for helping to create a community center that is open to the community where they can meet people that speak their language, have a familiar face, and also feel very welcome and warm. What are some of the feedback you're getting from people in the community?
Well, I think, first of all, for a long time, our seniors have been really isolated with everything that's been going on with the pandemic. And I think it's this community center allows folks to have a little physical space where they can begin to have that limited interaction. We do try to make sure that the center is safe and there's space available.
Okay.
We offer refreshments that are very familiar, tea for our seniors, so they can feel a little comfortable. I think one of the other piece that's really important with our community center is engaging our seniors and asking what are some of the issues and what are some of the topics that they want to hear about. Because we're very connected with many providers in the community. So these are doctors, whether they're dental providers, medical providers, or even acupuncturists in the community that want to give or give something back to our seniors who really do need some help. So one of the things, if I can touch upon it, is a doc talk that we're going to be having at our community center that's looking at diabetes and in older adults. I think we talk about diabetes, but we really need to address how it impacts our senior community.
Okay.
And then the best part is that it's done
so
in
is it
language.
Every month you have somebody coming in, or how regular are these doc talks?
We do have monthly doc talks that we have on a regular basis. If folks are interested, come on down to our community center, and I'll also give the telephone number in which people can contact and find out what is the next doc talk coming up. We also want to offer information about Medicare. I think that's another thing. When we think of healthcare, healthcare is complicated.
Yes.
It's also very personal, and navigating healthcare and the challenges not in your language is even more difficult. So by having someone in the center that speaks your language, we're able to help guide and better inform our members and those who are seeking advice.
So where is the community center located? Is it within an Asian plaza that people are familiar with? Or is there a store nearby, a landmark?
Yes, it's located on 9600 Bolsa Avenue.
Oh, on Bolsa.
On Bolsa. So I believe it's the Emporium that's right across. It's near THH Sandwich Shop, and there's also...
there's too many of them.
There's it's right. It's 9600 Bolsa. It's in the heart of the Little Saigon, and it's really been over the last year. I've noticed more and more traffic coming through because I think really it's been a word of mouth.
And I like that location because you really that speaks volume to your work and your leadership too, because you're putting it in a place where people are familiar with, the people in the Vietnamese community, but also they feel that it's accessible. So Mark, thank you for sharing the information with the community, and I want to make sure I let them know where to find you and your team. Thưa quý vị, hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Mark Paredes với chia sẻ với quý vị cái community center là 9600 là 9600 Bolsa, and then cái trung tâm đây là có rất nhiều chương trình để tạo cho giúp cho người cao niên, đặc biệt là hiểu biết về Medicare với diabetes, về bệnh and thêm nữa cũng có rất là nhiều câu hỏi để cho mấy người cao niên gặp nhau, kết bạn, mà tại mình thấy đó là rất nhiều người lớn tuổi sống hơi cô đơn ở nhà thì cái community center đây có một cái thời gian cho mình ra ngoài gặp người, gặp bạn với hiểu thêm về cái medical system. Tại Medicare là cái giấy tờ đó thường nhiều lúc mình không có hiểu hết, mà có thể Clever Care có người hướng dẫn nói tiếng Việt Nam với mình để cho giảng cho mình hiểu mấy cái chương trình đây hơn. Mark, when you have a program such as Medicare, we hear that all the time. But when our families get to that certain age, we don't really know the paperwork process. I'm glad to hear that you have people that have the language to communicate to our seniors. Is there a phone number or a website that people can go on to learn about this? I know there's billboards around the community.
Yes. Yeah, I can actually give you the telephone number. The telephone number is 833 808 8163. That telephone number is a direct language Vietnamese speaking person. We also have an English speaking line as well, and I thought it was important for me to share the Vietnamese line because I think that when you call and you hear someone speak your language, it's comforting.
Right.
And I think many times when you call these lines, it starts off with English and you press these numbers and you get lost. So we try to avoid that. Also, the materials that we have are in language. We have every material that we provide, aside from Vietnamese, also in Khmer for the Cambodian community. We have it in Korean as well as Chinese and other threshold languages.
So your specialty is reaching out to the API community.
It's very much so, because the challenges that one community faces is the same challenges many community faces. And when you come to this country at a much older age,
right,
it's very difficult to really acquire those language skills. And so we want to make sure that when you navigate health insurance, you're able to get the language need that you really need.
Well, Mark, I think once you are able to be present in the community, meaning go to the community events, being visible, I think a lot of people feel more comfortable to approach you and your team. Because every time when I'm out and about in the community, I always see a Clever Care table set up. So I just want to thank for the leadership too, because when you are visible in the community, it tells us that we are important to you, and that you are willing to be available for us to ask and get our questions answered. I think it's really cool to see that there's a team of people at the table, because sometimes when I go to resource fair, I might see one person manning the booth themselves. But every time I see you guys, you have a slew of people standing around, giving goodies and creating this atmospheres that really invites us over. And sometimes, I'm not there yet, but I always want to come by and say hi.
Well, I really believe it's important when you serve the community to be where the community is at.
Right.
So aside from those community events, we're also working with our churches. One of the organizations we work with is Hope Community.
Okay.
They serve the Catholic churches in our community, and we want to be out there where our families, our seniors are, and really make it easier for them to engage with us.
Yeah, and I think faith brings out a lot of our seniors too. So I think you talking about the importance of partnering with all the organizations that are available out there already, because we have a kind of we have a trust in the community, and I think by Clever Care working with a lot of organizations, including Hope, you're reaching out to different communities that may not have people coming out there to hold their hands. So I appreciate you, making sure that you address different communities. Hôm nay Mark chia sẻ với mình là công việc của Mark là để giúp cho cộng đồng của mình hiểu về Medicare, mà cũng tạo ra nhiều cái câu hỏi để cho mọi người cao niên được tới tham dự. Mỗi tháng Clever Care có một cái meeting kêu bằng Doc Talk, có bác sĩ tới nói chuyện về diabetes, về tiểu đường. Thêm nữa cũng cho mình hiểu biết thêm Medicare là cái gì. Cũng rất nhiều cái câu hỏi để cho tới tham dự là mấy cái lớp yoga hay lớp meditation. Mark nói đó là khi nào mỗi tháng có thể cũng nhảy cho vui vẻ luôn. Thì Julie thấy đó là Mark với Clever Care là một cái trung tâm quan trọng cho cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình, có tới tham dự rất nhiều chương trình trong quận cam của mình, mà cũng thấy là có cái niềm thương cho mỗi người cao niên giúp cho nhiều người sau phần quảng cáo chúng tôi sẽ hiểu thêm về công việc của Mark PAREDES trong công việc Việt Nam của mình. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả.